the process of putting together an emergency roadside assistance kit for my truck, because nothing sucks more than being broken down on the side of the road. And the first thing that you need for any good mechanic kit is obviously an impact wrench. Now, I use this DeWalt XR impact wrench for all of my stuff in my actual garage here. But what if I told you you could save some money and get one of these that's just as good? Well, today I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is and put these two head to head to see if this one that I got for my emergency roadside kit is just as good as the DeWalt that I use in my shop every day. Now, obviously, there's some key differences between these two, mainly being that the Bowen orange one is significantly smaller than the DeWalt, which also means it's significantly lighter. This one is probably a good 2 pounds heavier than the Bowen. Now, the Bowen only comes with a 4 amp hour battery, whereas the DeWalt has a 5 amp hour. But depending on what battery you get with the DeWalt, you could end up with a 3 amp hour or even a 2 amp hour battery for this one. But I know you guys aren't watching this to hear me talk about the visual specs of these things. You want to know about power. And boy, was I impressed at how this thing performs. So here I've got our tester. We've got 2 nuts, a washer, and a bolt. And I'm going to crank this down in my vise to hold it nice and tight. And what we're going to do is tighten this top nut against the bottom nut as tightly as the DeWalt can make it. We know that's the big bad boy in the collection. It's my highest powered impact wrench. So we're going to tighten this down with that one. Then we're going to break it loose with the Bowen. Now we're starting out with fully charged batteries on both of these to give them the best possible shot at achieving this. So first off, we got our DeWalt set to the 3 setting, which is the highest torque setting. We got our vise clamped down here, and now we're going to tighten this nut down as much as we can. So the DeWalt is actually getting it so tight that it's slipping the nut in my vise jaws. So we're going to move it a little bit, see if we can get it even tighter than that. Now let's see if the Bowen can loosen it. So again, we are on 3, which is the highest powered setting. We're going to break this thing loose. I'm going to tighten the jaws down just a hair again, because every time I do this, it loosens them up. All right, now let's break her loose. Unbelievable. Now listen, I'm not usually a fan of putting tools head to head when they serve totally different purposes for me. This one is emergencies only, but I still need it to be able to perform just as well as this one. And honestly, doing this test and seeing that it can actually break free a nut that this one has tightened is impressive. I'm so used to tools like this advertising ridiculous breakaway torque and ridiculous tightening torque. I know this one's real, but this one comes from TikTok Shop. And if you're anything like me, you're a little bit suspicious of things unless you actually see them in action. Which is why I figured I'd put them to the test right in front of your eyes, in front of my eyes, to see that this will actually serve me well if I need it in an emergency situation. If you're looking for the full package, this thing comes with not only the tool, but also the battery and the battery charger. If you guys are looking for something to carry around with you, or just a cheap extra impact wrench to keep around your shop, definitely take a look at this one. I think it might surprise you.